Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith. And what do you do on a hot summer day when you don't want to cook? And it's too hot outside to use the barbecue anyhow? I make a salad. We all know how to make a salad, but I'm going to do one with some leftover steak. And we're going to put in lovely vegetables and even some cold potatoes. So yeah, throw in your leftovers. Cut up leftovers are wonderful in a salad. And we're going to make a beautiful dressing that uses yogurt, a little bit of milk, and some seasonings. So let me start chopping vegetables and I'll be right back. So for the steak, I have leftover T-bone steak. You can use any steak that you happen to have. And just cut it free of the bone if there's a bone. Put that aside. Cut off any gristly bits. Or fat, if you don't want the fat. Some people do like the fat. And then we're just going to slice thin slices. And how your steak is cooked is up to you. There we go. So we got some lovely steak there. Oops. Once that's done, we're going to make our dressing. So for our dressing, we're going to use a 1/4 cup of yogurt. And you can use Greek yogurt, which is preferred. Or I have my favorite, the halal yogurt from the brand name is Cause. It is wonderful and tangy and absolutely delicious. And actually, to be honest, where I buy it, it is slightly less expensive than any other yogurt. So for that, you're going to want at least a tablespoon of milk. Just to thin it down a little bit, because it is very thick. You may want more, up to your preference. This, at this thickness, would be a dipping sauce, so I'm going to add another tablespoon. So I'm making a dressing, not a dipping sauce. And we want just a pinch of salt. We want at least a teaspoon, possibly a little more, of dill. And this is up to you. You use your own preference for herbs and seasonings. But I am going to also add some cumin. And not a lot. About a 1/2 teaspoon. And let's give it a little taste here. See if we need more salt or anything. Yeah, it does need something. Let me try that again. To be honest, you know what it needs? Sugar. So let's do about a 1/2 tablespoon of sugar to start with. Give it a good stir in there. Oh yeah, definitely don't want any more than that. The sugar has balanced out the cumin and the sourness from the yogurt, but there's still something. Garlic. You need garlic. There we go. So about a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And maybe some lemon juice. Let's have another taste here. Right? Possibly just a little splash. Okay. Just a little drizzle of lemon juice. perfection. Okay, now we assemble our salad. If you'd rather have just a vinaigrette rather than a cream dressing, make sure you have a jar that has a lid. You need to remember the 3-to-1 ratio. So 3 parts oil to 1 part acid. So I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Apparently I have forgotten to buy more olive oil, which I'll have to remedy very shortly. Okay, well, we're close enough. So, almost a 1/4 cup of olive oil. To 1 tablespoon, so almost 1 tablespoon, of vinegar. And I'm using a champagne vinegar, which I find quite lovely for a salad dressing. And of course it is a rule of thumb, it's not a hard and fast rule. Once you taste your salad dressing, you could add more acid or more oil to your preference. In this case I would add lemon juice. Then as an emulsifier, we're going to use some Dijon mustard. And we only want maybe a 1/2 teaspoon or teaspoon. Don't need a lot. And always a pinch of salt. I'll just have sea salt here. Not too much or your dressing will be too salty. And then herbs to your liking. I have basil, about 1/2 teaspoon-ish. Oregano. Half a teaspoon. And again, these measurements are not written in stone. And some thyme. If you wanted rosemary or parsley or whatever other herb is to your preference, that's up to you. Then we put the lid on and give it a really good shake. And of course this will taste better once the flavors have had a chance to mingle. I think I'm going to need a little more salt. And I think I'm going to go with some lemon juice as well. If you have fresh lemon, by all means, you could use that. I'm just going to put in about a 1/2 tablespoon, maybe a little less, of lemon juice. And give it another good shake. And let's see how we're doing. Yeah, much better. So let that sit for 2 or 3 hours to let the flavors mingle and marry. It will stay good in the refrigerator for some time. If the olive oil does solidify, as it has a tendency to do when it gets cold, just take it out of the fridge and let it sit for a while. It will melt again. So give it a good shake before you put it on your salad, and it'll be delicious. So for the assembly, you want to start with your lettuce. Any lettuce you have is perfectly fine. I have some lovely leaf lettuce. I'm going to break it up a little bit and put that up there. Okay. And of course you do want a variety of colors for your vegetables. So let's start with some lovely tomatoes. We have some heirloom tomatoes in yellow and dark red. Got some cucumber. I cut them in different shapes. A little bit of red sweet pepper. Some radish. And then continue down the plate. Sort of make layers. And I have some cauliflower, just sprinkle that around. What are we doing here? A bit more radish there. Cucumber. And if you have herbs of any kind, feel free to add them. You have some cilantro and things I could put on. A little bit of celery. Give it some crunch. We're going to put a little bit more lettuce down this end. Reserve a little bit for topping your meat. That's where I'm doing right here on the end where I put the lettuce. And then we're going to, oops, get it in there. Yeah, pretty. A little bit more of the radish. And I do have the cold cooked potatoes, which we're going to put around. More radish, celery, and sliced green onion. And they are kind of chunky. I didn't slice them really fine. There we go. And to go with it, of course, we're going to add our dressing. Now it's up to you. You can spoon the dressing over, drizzle it over, or you can put it in a ramekin to serve on the side. So let's just do this. Start at the bottom. Well, I call that the bottom. And just move our way up. And do this, and you can also serve a ramekin on the side. Another good dressing for this salad is a blue cheese dressing, if you like blue cheese. I do, and that's normally what I would serve it with. And do serve with a lovely herb bread. It's time to eat. Okay, now this could be a one-person meal, or, as there are a lot of veggies on there, a two-person meal, or maybe three. So I'm just going to get myself some of the lovely veggies. And I want those guys. Make sure I get some of those gorgeous tomatoes. And peppers. Cucumbers. And I want some slices of that steak. Okay. Set that aside for other people. And I have some beautiful bread, fresh bread. let's dig in. Now the dressing, if you make it in advance, it will give the flavors time to meld together. But even so, it is very nice. And of course, the dressing is up to you. What you prefer is what you should use. Such a refreshing dinner or lunch on a hot day. And let's see how the dressing does with the steak. Definitely get lots of different vegetables and cut them in various shapes. Makes it more interesting. It's so good on a hot day. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I know it's a simple dish, but something we don't think of very often. And salad is a lot more beneficial than just being low calorie. You get a lot of potassium, which is very good for you. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell icon. That will let you know when my next video is available. Although I do put them up every Sunday morning. And midweek, Wednesday or Thursday, I will put up a notice on Instagram about what is coming up on Sunday. So thank you for watching, and I will be back soon with a new video.